What's going on, everybody? Devore and Havoc. This is the Not for Debate podcast. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and all other major streaming platforms. Also, be sure to go ahead and follow us on our social media pages: Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Also, the Not for Debate podcast is brought to you by Bet Us, where you can receive over 110% upon sign up with the link in the description.
110%.
110% in bonuses. Yes, sir.
Man.
uh, hey, action-packed show as always. Today, big news. Dallas Cowboys end up trading Amari Cooper to the Cleveland Browns. Going to be talking about that. Going to dabble into the Deshaun Watson. Grand jury ends up declining his indictment for them criminal charges. Excuse me. And last but not least, we have the Khalil Mack trade that happened Thursday. Excuse me, it happened on Thursday. So we have a pretty good show.
That's right. How you doing?
Real quick, I did want to go ahead and make the announcement. Those of y'all that are actually listening to the audio version, now Spotify has the feature now where you can actually have video along with the audio. So don't cut your phones off or put your phone on sleep mode. What do you call it? Cut the screen off. Cut
Airplane
the screen
mode?
off. Yes, don't cut the screen off because you can actually now view us visually moving forward on Spotify.
We're too generous, bro.
Hey, we make it happen. But what's going on, Havoc? What's going on in the Havoc world, man?
Man, it's the same old, same old. Just out here trying to strive, survive, and elevate every single day. So consistency is the key. We're doing the best that we can out here. How you doing?
Just got back from Disney World. You see me, I'm rocking this
No, I see you. You got the Lilo, right? Oh, was that Stitch?
This is the Stitch. Okay,
Stitch.
so my lady done opened the mouth. See, I'm gonna show you real quick. Got the mouth open. Let me zip that joint back up.
Okay. I mean, I see what Disney's trying to do.
This mug was like a $60 hoodie?
At least.
At least.
Yeah.
$60 hoodie.
Yeah, no, Disney does not cut any discounts when it comes to the merchandise.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Once you in the park, they got you.
It's not even unicorn fur, and we're walking out paying at least $50 for everything that's Disney apparel.
Man, I just went to the movies today. I saw the Batman.
Okay.
And a small popcorn was $7.50.
A small popcorn was $7.50
for a small popcorn. I almost wanted to walk away and go home, but like I said, when you're in the building, they got you. So I didn't have my $7.50 popcorn. At least it was hot.
Okay, so how much was the movie ticket since you went during the day? I'm pretty sure it was like $11, something like that.
No, it was $9.
$9. Interesting.
Yeah. So I went there in the morning time because I heard the movie was like 3 hours long.
Yep.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go check this out early, so it doesn't just doesn't vacuum up all the time, all like my entire afternoon.
Right.
So go there early. It's a really good movie. Really, really good movie.
Okay, because I was gonna say we gonna get into that. Like I've been looking forward to actually doing some type of non-spoiler review when it comes down to this movie. Now, I ended up watching it last weekend. No, it was Friday. I saw it Friday when I was down in Florida in Orlando, and your movie ticket was a lot cheaper than mine. I think I spent like $21 on my movie ticket.
Oof.
Yeah.
Would you watch that in IMAX?
Yeah. That was the only one that was available at the time, to be honest.
It's worth it,
Oh yeah.
I would say of all the Batman movies, this one focused on him as a detective more than all the other ones, I would say. It's not so much about him even being like this kind of spectacular, amazing fighter, all that stuff, it's kind of more of a it's more of like a murder mystery type of vibe almost. And one thing that's kind of classic in Batman movies is the villain is always kind of one step ahead of Batman. And they didn't really deviate too much from that formula, but I think they did a really good job with this movie, It was really well written. I think the story wasn't so dependent on things blowing up and
Right.
explosions and all that type of stuff. It was more
Right.
like you pay attention, these characters, there's a lot of moving parts you got to pay attention to, and everyone's kind of connected. It was really I was pretty impressed by it. It was really good.
Yes, I was gonna say one of the main things that I saw in during the movie that was phenomenal was they emphasized on Batman and not the alter ego Bruce Wayne during the course of the movie.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
like yeah, that was the best part because I've also the whole origin story. Like at this point, how many Batman movies are we? What was like Batman number eight?
Eight or nine. Yeah.
Eight
I
or
like that
9?
too.
8 or 9, so, like,
They
at
didn't
this point,
replay it.
we understand what the origin story is with the Batman. We don't need
Mhm.
to get into that, so, it was I like that was probably my second favorite part outside of the emphasis on Batman throughout the whole movie, and there was literally never a dull moment in the movie because there was always something going on. Um,
Mhm.
and like you said, the whole detective aspect of it, how they emphasized on that, that was just phenomenal. How they were
Yeah.
just in he's the world's greatest detective in that universe. So how they was able to really focus on that, that was very, very creative. Also, the other thing was I don't want to give away anything here, but the way the Riddler recruited his henchmen
Mhm.
in the movie was
Very
amazing too as well.
mm,
It kind of like had that
little social commentary.
yeah, like I was telling Banks like it had that capital vibe to it when
Mm.
Donald Trump was like stand back and stand
Yeah.
by, and then
Yeah.
like they all was like crowding around the Capitol
Yeah.
and they rushed the Capitol. So that was interesting. He went on back channels for folks that had the
Yeah.
same similar goal.
He was
And
he kind of it's very interesting because I think a lot of I think we know that a large number of people are highly susceptible to charismatic leadership.
yes,
Uh, I think we've pretty much nailed that down. And a lot of times you have figures in public who can't operate on normal media, social media platforms because their content is either dangerous or it's misleading or what for whatever reason. And I think this movie really emphasizes that. At least kind of I was coming away thinking that a lot of people are trying to find their tribe,
hmm,
and a lot of people will latch on to the first tribe that will accept them. And I think this movie really highlights that even though through social media we're more connected, we're also more isolated. And in this movie, the Riddler be very well, he's not exactly all the way right, but he ain't all the way wrong either. And
that's true.
he's a highly intelligent guy, and he knew exactly what buttons to push to get people that think like him to follow his orders. So it was really well done. It was a nice bit of social media commentary with that as well. Kind of how a lot of people they want to talk about how independent minded they are, but they really are just kind of not really particularly independently minded as much as the people that they follow tell them that they're independently minded.
Right.
And I think that's kind of what happened here. So it was really well done. Now there's a few times where Batman thought the jig was up, and then they pulled the rug and they're like, "Nah, Batman, you're still safe." Like
Mhm.
it was really well done. So I liked it a lot.
Yeah, also last thing before we move on
Hmm.
was towards the end, like you know how in movies there's always a happy ending. At the end of this movie, it wasn't exactly a happy ending. It was more like a what's the word?
It just yeah, it just kind of the whole movie was like one note. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It wasn't like, yo, Gotham is well, I'm not gonna blow anything. But you know, it wasn't like this grand everything in Gotham is fine
Mhm.
type vibe. Like it was like the job is just starting.
Right.
Is kind they did so and the Catwoman, the addition of the Catwoman, I didn't know how that was gonna go, but the addition of the Catwoman and their relationship was fascinating, to be honest. I thought their relationship was fascinating because kind of only two people that understand what the other person's going through, but
Right.
they can't do anything about it because they're both kind of messed up in the head a little bit. So really, they got different priorities. Everyone knows Catwoman's a thief. Batman is like the opposite of that. So it's they really pieced it all together. And you know what? Even they didn't have a ton of locations either. It was just a couple places where the whole movie existed, and that was it. So they did
Mhm.
a great job.
Yeah, to touch back on Catwoman real fast, like it literally has that movie literally has everything for every audience. Like you have the thriller aspect of it, then you
Hmm.
have the action aspect of it, and then with the whole Catwoman situation, you have a little bit of romance for the softer tone audience.
Hmm.
So that I like that. Like the way they had kept the balance.
Yes.
That was just phenomenal how they just really kept the balance. But I'm gonna go ahead and drop this bomb on you right now. Robert Pattinson, where you rank him at as far as being the best Batman?
I mean, to be honest with you, man, the Batman ranking isn't as strong as you may think it is. Like there are some good actors that have played Batman, but like for example, in the Dark Knight series, um, I don't think, although it's a Batman based. Okay, so Batman Begins was
Mhm.
entirely about Batman and how he became Batman,
Right.
and then you had the Dark Knight, which is basically a movie about the Joker, and
Mhm.
then the Dark Knight Returns, which is basically Batman failing the whole movie until the end, and then he gives up, and he's like, "Yo, Robin, hold that." So, and then you have the older school Batmans with the Michael Keaton Batmans, and I mean, for me, this one, I'm gonna have to. Honestly, I'm gonna have to put him at the top. I'm gonna have to put him at the top for this one.
You go ahead to put him at the top. See,
I'm
I
gonna have to
had to
put him
go
at the
with a
top.
tie. I had to go with a tie. It's very, very hard to dethrone the Dark Knight. It's
Yes, it
very
is.
hard. It's very hard. So I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it at a tie for right now. And then when they decide to come out with a sequel to this movie, then I will be able to make the ultimate decision of who's gonna be
Mm.
the best. Um, I did on Dark Knight Rises. The only issue I did not like about the movie, like it was just all over the place towards the end
Yes,
where
it was. Yeah, bro. Like you could. It was like Batman. We got a bigger budget. Like that was the movie. Like they was blowing everything up in that movie. Like
yes.
football stadium, blow it up. The whole
Hmm.
half the city, like bro, they blew up half that city in that movie, and it was still boring. So, so for me, man, I like this just because I think all the Batmans they lay it on pretty thick. The Christian Bale Batman with the voice, the crazy, the graspy voice. The Michael Keaton Batman was a little bit more. I think he was a little bit more in pocket. I just
Hmm.
felt like the Christian Bale Batman. He was the in Batman Begins. It was amazing. But then the next two movies, it was like I don't know, it was like he was the baseline. Like you weren't really he wasn't really the star of the show. But I think in this one, The Batman, it was almost like watching a human being wearing an outfit as opposed to a superhero. That's why I put him at the top.
Yeah. I feel like you're giving Batman Begins a little bit too much credit though.
I'm not. Batman Begins was the truth, and The Dark Knight was better than Batman Begins.
Yeah, you see, I again, Dark Knight is good is the tie with this movie, but I just did not. I felt like the Batman Begins just had too many flashbacks for the average person to be able to keep up with.
I hear what you're saying. I mean, if you already know, if you read the comics, you already know the origin story,
Right.
then it's like you can keep up. But if you don't, like, yeah, you don't, yeah, like if you don't know why he went like all the way to Tibet to like learn himself, you can get a little lost. But I mean, at least from my perspective, I love Batman Begins, and I think Dark Knight is one of the greatest movies ever, just because of, I mean, because of the Joker, basically. Like the
Yep.
Joker killed that movie.
Yep. Got the
So,
best supporting actor award that year too.
bro, I mean, I understand you can't get the Best Actor award in a Batman movie because everyone knows Batman's the lead actor, but bro, that was a different performance. Um, and even the villain in the Batman he was very on point as well.
Okay, so are we talking about the Riddler? Because we had quite a few villains. We had three villains in two villains. Excuse me. Got Falcone. We
Hmm.
had the Riddler, and I guess you can go ahead and throw the Penguin in there too as well if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, the Penguin weren't really like comic book villains. They were just like scummy mob dudes. And same thing with Falcone. He was just like a scummy mob dude. The only like superhero-ish villain was the Riddler in this
Hmm.
movie. Um, like I said, man, the movie was just a lot more grounded. It was not so much about the fanatical. It was just more grounded. Like like all the superheroes just looked like people wearing a uniforms. Like they didn't
Yeah.
seem like they had any special powers more than anybody else. And I think that's
Right.
what I really liked about the movie was like even when Batman took the outfit off and he had like the black makeup around his eyes, like I was like, yo, like that's real, you know?
Uh-huh. Right. Right.
So in terms of villains, they didn't really, give you any classic villains outside of the Riddler. Like the Riddler was like he was basically like the Zodiac killer.
The creativity with the Riddler too as well. The costume design,
Hmm.
how they wanted him to perform in this movie because it was amazing too as well because in the TV shows, the cartoon TV shows, even I guess in the comics that I've read, they gave the Riddler more of like a softer tone type of character.
Yeah.
And like they took it to a whole nother level in this movie where like he made killing a riddle.
Yeah, and it was the funny thing is Batman as the world's greatest detective, everybody's trying to figure out these riddles and the Batman is just like, I know what that is.
Hmm.
Him and Alfred, they I don't want to give nothing away, but man, I'm telling you, they did not play around with this movie.
Yes. Like
Like
it was definitely worth the wait.
they didn't just cash a check. This isn't like a Fantastic Four movie where they were just trying to cash a check. They
Yeah,
really
they was trying to prove something. They was trying to
yeah.
prove something. No, but I will say this, as far as in the DC universe, try to separate it from that because if you try to connect the two,
Mhm.
it's you won't value the movie the way you're supposed to value the movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's a totally different timeline.
Mhm.
Like The Dark
Yes.
Knight is a timeline, the old school Batmans and Michael Keaton's. Um, that was a timeline. Okay, Ben Affleck was the worst Batman.
Seriously?
Absolutely. He was. I mean,
Over George Clooney?
so that whole movie was bad. Like there wasn't anything good about that movie except nothing. No, that movie was terrible from front to back. So I can't even just say George Clooney was the worst because everything about like everything about that movie was bad from conception to execution. So for me, I mean, I don't even, bro, before you said George Clooney, I didn't even remember he was a Batman. I didn't
I
even
just
remember he was a Batman. He was,
this may sound weird, but the rubber nipples is the main thing that just sticks out for me for some reason.
bro. No, it was. I mean, bro. I was like Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. He's chill out, like, bro. What are we doing here? What's going on?
Oh my goodness.
What's going on, man? What is like? Is this supposed to be like the campy Batman, but a movie form of it? Because they didn't figure out if they want to be serious. Did you want to be campy? You got Jim Carrey as the Riddler. Like,
That was Val Kilmer's movie. I like that movie.
okay. Oh wait, George Clooney was the one with it was him and Chris O'Donnell was Robin, right?
Chris O'Donnell, Arnold Schwarzenegger was I was about to say Iceman, Mr. Freeze, and
Uma
then you had
Thurman was uh
Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy. Yep.
That
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no, that was terrible. That was terrible.
Yeah.
But I
So
mean,
let
yeah,
me ask you this. I'm gonna
I'm
go
about to
ahead and
put
ask you
Homeboy
this
at the
though.
top though, because
Robert Pattinson?
yeah, I'm about to put him at the top.
It's crazy because like this is the third time now that I know of in the Batman movies where they've introduced an actor or actress, and everybody was like, "No, that's a terrible choice," and then like they didn't end up blowing the movie out of the water. The first time obviously was Heath Ledger, and then the second time was Jared Leto, and now this time it's going to be Robert Pattinson with the Batman. So
Hmm.
um, that he did an amazing job. But
He did.
before we move on, I gotta ask this question. Like the Batman movies always do a good job, but what the hell is up with the Superman movies? Like, like why can we not get a good quality Superman
Okay,
movie?
so I have a theory about Superman and why you can't get a good Superman movie. So I think a lot of the things that people relate to a lot in superheroes is their vulnerabilities, right?
Uh huh.
First, there's a few things you have to accept to really accept a Superman movie. One, that that someone that buff and chiseled is just a reporter. Like, how is nobody seeing this? Like, why
Mm,
is this reporter 6'4", 240, 8% body fat? Right? Like, so that's the first thing you got to get past. Then the second thing is the kryptonite thing. They try to park this off as his true weak as his vulnerability when in reality, um, his main vulnerability is Lois Lane and how he'll do anything for her because he feels that he is closer to his human side around Lois Lane. Um, I think but the main thing about the Superman movies for me is that for whatever reason, they can never seem to humanize him. And I think that's the main drawback of the Superman movies is they can never seem to you never really understand what is his motivation. Why is he doing what he's doing outside of he's sent from a foreign land and he's sent to protect Earth?
right.
You don't really understand why he's doing what he's doing. Like that's why this Batman movie did a really good job of is it's kind of getting into why he's doing what he's doing. Like early in the Batman movie, you may catch it, you may not catch it, but he's in his lair writing down notes when he comes home and he flips over the folder and it says the Gotham Project. So the Batman is almost like a project that he's running, which makes total like a restore like the how his father started the Gotham Renewal Project, and he sees Batman as an extension of that project. Um, the Superman movies have just been trash, and people can say they like the Christopher Reeve one, bro. Those were not good. Those were not good.
The Christopher Reeve ones was the last two, right?
No, Christopher Reeves was the '80s.
Oh man, I'm tripping. I am tripping. Yeah,
Mm,
those weren't bad because which movie was it that she was pregnant? I can't remember. Lois was
I don't
pregnant.
know. I know they had a Superman movie with oh man, they had a Superman movie with Richard Pryor as like the sidekick. Like just very questionable choices. Um that's that's a great question. I a lot of people mess with Superman, but his movies are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
His movies are
The last
terrible.
one wasn't terrible. I thought it was okay. The Man
Which
Man of
one was
Steel was
that?
okay to me. It wasn't
Dawn
terrible.
of
It was just
Justice?
that was the no the one what's his name what's his
Henry
name
Cavill.
Henry something the
Henry
guy
Cavill.
yeah his Superman movie was okay. It was okay, and
I
him
didn't
in
like
Justice
it.
League was okay as well. But
Justice League.
the one from 2006
Yeah. No, Justice League is I mean I saw the director's cut, like the 5 hour director's cut, and it was okay. But just like the regular theater version, that movie was garbage. That movie was trash, bro. And I wanted Justice League to be good, man. That movie was not good, bro. Now the director's cut was better, but man, like the bro, so many things wrong.
G, did you see the new Batman movie yet? I think he's frozen.
Yeah, I think so.
I was about to
Look,
say, just like he's
very
holding a hell of a grin right now.
very rarely does your screen freeze on a good picture.
Those of y'all that's watching us on Spotify right now know what we're talking about. Let's go ahead and jump into the nitty gritty, man.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and start
What you
off with
think, G Money?
We're gonna go ahead and start off with the news today, where the Dallas Cowboys trade Amari Cooper and a
Yeah.
6th-round pick to the Cleveland Browns for a 2022 5th-round pick, along with a 6th-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on the trade? Number one, for the Cleveland Browns,
Mm-hmm.
and number two, do you think he'll be as productive as he was with the Dallas Cowboys on the Cleveland Browns?
Well, the thing with the Cleveland Browns is they didn't have a wide receiver problem in the first place. They had Odell Beckham, they had Jarvis Landry the past few years, and for whatever reason, Jarvis Landry, because of his skill set, he's old. You can pretty much lock in his numbers.
Right.
But OBJ, he may not be at this point. Maybe even when he got to Cleveland, he may have been kind of at the end of his rope as a number one receiver. I'd say OBJ at this point of his career is a pretty solid number two receiver, right?
Number two?
Yeah. I think he's a number two receiver on the Rams, right?
I don't know. I think it's 1A and 1B.
No, what, bro? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? 1A, 1B. You think Odell is 1B to Cooper Kupp? You think
Yes.
he's 1B?
I think so.
Bro, what are you talking about?
I'm sorry, Havoc. I think there
Cooper
might
Kupp
be.
is basically offensive player of the year. He ain't
True.
1B he ain't 1A, 1A, 1B with nobody.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, I just watching them both play. Cooper Kupp did a phenomenal job in 2021, nearly catching almost 2,000 yards and almost catching 200 having 200 catches.
Mm-hmm.
But come on now, like I think it's been proven already that the reason why Odell wasn't successful in Cleveland was on the feet of Baker Mayfield.
And that's kind of what I was thinking was I didn't know the Cleveland had a wide receiver problem.
Right.
Now you could shuffle in wide receivers all day long, but I don't think the wide receiver is the problem in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterback is the problem in Cleveland. Like every year, you don't know if you're gonna get average Baker, Pro Bowl Baker, or backup Baker, right?
Right.
We've seen we at some point we see all three of these guys over the course of a season. You never get one of them for the whole season. You get all three of them. So for me, they got consistency issues at the quarterback position, and you can bring in Amari Cooper. You know, maybe when Calvin Ridley comes back, they'll bring him in. Maybe if Julio Jones is looking to latch on with another team, they'll bring him in. But I mean, you're putting lipstick on a horse. You got a quarterback problem. And they got the perfect solution. You got Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt in the backfield. You got the solution to your problem. So, hey man, I honestly, you know, they needed to get another wide receiver in there, but you know, Amari Cooper, I think he is an upgrade over Odell, but it's basically a lateral move.
Did they cut Landry? Is he still on the team or no?
They told Landry that they are open to trading him.
Why not have both? Why not have Landry and Cooper? I don't understand that.
I just think the era is over. I just think the era was OBJ and Jarvis was the era. And if they're moving on from OBJ, then you know Jarvis wasn't too far out the door.
That's true.
So I will say this: the Cleveland Browns, they are doing everything they possibly can to make sure that Baker Mayfield is a successful quarterback in this league, which is admirable. Now, I want to go ahead and flip it onto the Dallas Cowboys side because there's a lot of people upset about the Dallas Cowboys trading Amari Cooper, who was my honest opinion,
peanuts.
Yeah, peanuts. Like at the end of the day, when you look at what the Dallas Cowboys have at the receiver position as far as depth, you have CeeDee Lamb, which I believe he caught over 70 balls, over 1,000 yards. Did a phenomenal job. Now the question mark is going to be able to do the exact same thing now that he's going to be the guy. We don't know, but Michael Gallup seemed like a comparable number 2, possibly a number 3, and then they had Cedric Wilson in and out of the lineup too as well. So they had depth at the receiver position where they can go ahead and move on from Amari Cooper and possibly save some money in the cap where they could possibly find solutions at other positions of need too as well. So I like the trade for the Dallas Cowboys. Now the compensation, what they got for them, I'm not on board with that. I feel like they should have got at least maybe I think a second for Amari, because Amari is one of the best route runners in the league. Only issue
a high second round, or
yeah. As long as you do, it's better than what you got. It's better than what you got. So you got a 5th and a 6th round pick. That's peanuts, like Havoc said. Like a 2nd round pick, I felt like that would have been comparable. But again, his cap hit is going to be what, something like
astronomical,
like 20 million this year, if I'm not mistaken. So my other issue with Amari is like there be times where what's the word? I don't want to call him soft, because there have been multiple times where we've caught Amari in games where he just disappears and he just gets dominated by the opposition.
I think he has trouble with physical, like a physical corner. I think he has trouble with that. When the corner is physical with him, he kind of backs away. He doesn't accept the challenge. That's what I see when I see.
Yeah, there was the game versus New England a couple years ago. I believe it was 2019, where he checked himself out the game, and a lot of people thought it was due to injury, but it just came down to that Stephon Gilmore literally was just giving them the work.
Yeah.
And another time was probably 2019 again, when we end up having the situation versus the Philadelphia Eagles. We in the Philadelphia Eagles house. G, I'm pretty sure you can remember this game. All you had to do was beat the Philadelphia Eagles, and you basically in the playoffs, and you fall short due to Amari Cooper's lack of effort, and obviously Dak Prescott, which you already know I'm not really a fan of. But that's my only issue with Amari. If he could just provide more consistency with his play, I feel like he could be a top guy in the league.
He can. He has the potential. I agree. He just has to go out there and actually do it.
I mean, aren't we past the point of talking about potential with Amari Cooper? He's 28. Like, he is who he is. Right? Like,
True.
Amari, he has the skill set. He has the frame. He has the size. He has everything of a number one wide receiver. But he doesn't. How do I put this? He doesn't want the smoke that number one wide receivers deal with.
Maybe he'd be better as a number two or number
He'll
three.
be amazing as a number two. The problem is he don't want to get paid like a number two.
No.
So you can't put him at number two.
No. Absolutely.
20 million for number two? That ain't gonna work.
Yeah, that's definitely number one guy type money. So the Dallas Cowboys apparently are trying to offload quite a few players so they can clear
rebuilding
this gap. They think I think they're retooling.
Retooling, yeah, not rebuilding, retooling, yeah,
retooling because
they should rebuild because Dak is just not gonna. He's not. I don't see progression in this game, but
there it goes.
I don't see he plays the same way every season, same way.
Yeah, I mean he gets a ton of yards. Look, I've made this comparison before. How different are Dak Prescott and Kirk Cousins? How different are they really?
I didn't see a big difference.
I don't see a big difference.
I got a question, though. I want to go back to Cleveland just for a second. Okay, so we all know Baker Mayfield is not the answer. DeVore, no love for Jimmy G in Cleveland? You don't see that? No?
I haven't given up on Baker yet because last year he was playing with the torn labrum.
That's true.
in the throwing shoulder. So this is his contract year. We're gonna see what happens in 2022 before I go ahead and put my verdict out, because obviously the rookie season he got rookie of the year. Sophomore slump wasn't too good. Last year conference championship. This year struggled. So
wait, so he's in year 5?
Yeah, 5th year option. Fifth year option. So you see a pattern here where 1 year we're good, 1 year we're bad, 1 year we're good, 1 year we're bad. So this is the good year. So we'll see what happens with Baker Mayfield, but I'm not gonna give up on Baker just yet. We got 1 more year, and we're going to reevaluate the situation as far as do we want to go ahead and pay him like a franchise quarterback moving forward.
I guess I just wonder where Jimmy's going to land. Like what team's going to take a chance on
Indianapolis.
And that's what I said the last show, but DeVore, he didn't like that idea.
Carson Wentz is gone.
That would be the dumbest. That would be the dumbest thing the Indianapolis Colts would ever freaking do. Bro. What is the like? There's a big difference between Jimmy Garoppolo and Carson Wentz.
Colts have a great offensive line
and
a running back, whom if the head coach, and the offensive coordinator actually did what they were supposed to do, would have probably had a 2,000-yard season. I don't need Superman at quarterback. I just need someone who's not going to make mistakes. And I think the thing with Carson Wentz is he still thinks he's good.
He is good.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
I think he's good. I think the risk-taking element is he needs to tone that down. He's like the Russell Westbrook of football right now.
There is Carson Wentz pre-injury and there's Carson Wentz post-injury. And they're 2 different quarterbacks.
Yeah, I agree. It's unfortunate, but that's the case.
He was out here running and juking and all that before he got injured. Then he got hurt, took a year off. Nick Foles bro, Nick Foles stole his soul. That's exactly what happened. Nick Foles stole his soul. He was having an MVP season. He was having an MVP season. He got hurt. Nick Foles. When people in Philadelphia talk about that Super Bowl, do they talk about Carson Wentz or do they talk about Nick Foles? Who do they talk about?
And you know what else? Do you know what else?
Who statues out front?
Exactly. You know what else? Came back the following year, had a great year the following year, and got injured again. And Nick Foles came in again and won another playoff game. It's like, yo, he can't win for losing this. So it's not just the injuries; it's the mental thing. He's not.
Can you blame Carson Wentz though? Because if it wasn't for Carson, the Eagles probably wouldn't even have gotten into the playoffs.
I understand, but
that's true.
I understand what you're saying, but there's something to be said for the last 10 meters of a race and running that final leg to completion.
What they say on TNT, run through the tape.
You got to run through the tape in life.
Run through the tape.
There's something to be said for them last 10 meters. And Nick Foles, he ran them last 10 meters, bro. He ran them last 10 meters. So
you mean he took the baton in the relay. How about that?
And that's what Nick Foles does best.
He takes the baton and brings it home for the team.
That's what he does best. You don't Nick Foles ain't 16 games and the playoffs.
No,
Nick Foles is 4 games and the playoffs. That's maximum Nick Foles.
Interesting. That's their run through the tape.
Got to run through the tape.
So we're going to talk about one of Nick Foles' former teams regarding a trade that the Chicago Bears ended up having with the Los Angeles Chargers.
I don't understand that trade at all.
I do. The Chargers ended up trading
for the Bears.
Okay. Yeah. So the Chargers are sending a 2022 second-round pick and a 2023 third-round pick to the Bears for 31-year-old Khalil Mack. I believe 8-time Pro Bowler Khalil Mack too as well. So
he's still good. He's still good.
It's interesting. It's very interesting. I feel like considering the fact that the Chicago Bears cleaned house with the former general manager and the former head coach in Matt Nagy. They want to start. They want a fresh perspective.
Rebuild.
Yeah. They want to rebuild, and I feel like Khalil Mack.
You want to rebuild around. You want to keep at least one great player on your team and rebuild around that one player. No, I mean that would make sense to me.
I guess that's what Justin Fields is for, and a former Miami Dolphin who the Dolphins should have kept in 2019, and Robert Quinn is for.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? They got Roquan Smith, so I believe Roquan Smith could take over the helm as far as being the defensive leader for the Chicago Bears. They got some defensive guys.
Right, but defense isn't their issue. The issue is offensive line. That's what they need to work on, definitely.
True.
And the running game. Yeah.
True. And also they want to be able to free up some cap for them to be able to fill those holes for the Chicago Bears, especially like we gotta like G said, they got to do something on the offensive line. I would like to see them add a couple more playmakers for Justin Fields moving forward. Can't just have it being Anthony Miller and Jakeem Grant because they just lost Allen Robinson in free agency, so they definitely got to add another playmaker.
Yeah, that was a hard loss.
Yeah. It seems like the Los Angeles Chargers think they're the Los Angeles Rams, but they're not. One player, like when the Rams made that trade for Von Miller and OBJ last season, those are the type of moves you make when you think you're 1 or 2 players away. The Chargers ain't 1 or 2e players away.
I think they are.
I think they might be. I think they might be. They got a nice defense.
Yeah, defense now.
Their defense, they got a nice
concern.
defense on paper. The problem is their defense ain't never on the field.
They need more of a pass rush. They need more of a pass
defense
rush.
they got I mean, look, it is what it is. Sometimes it just is what it is. You got great players that can't seem to get on the field at the same time. Look at the Brooklyn Nets, right? They couldn't get all their good players on the court at the same time.
Yeah.
So if you look at the Chargers on paper, outside of the instability, a bit of the, outside of maybe their head coaching situation, we're not quite sure if their head coach is a head coach. But outside of that, they got some talent on the roster.
So what is the Chargers? What are their problems? Like what is holding them back? Because I think they could be a great team, but what are they missing?
They can't get to the quarterback.
Exactly, pass rush. That's what they need.
They was also 30th in rush defense, and I feel like if you're able to
defensive line,
if you're able to solve the issue with the rush defense, I feel like having a terrible rush defense is detrimental to the team. If you can't stop the run, then that opens up the play action, and that just makes it just an unpredictable offense for you to stop. So if you could bring that down or bring it up to probably like 15th, I can guarantee you that the Los Angeles Chargers will definitely be in the playoffs next year. But it ain't gonna be easy. It's definitely not gonna be easy when you sit there. You look at the division where you got Patrick Mahomes. You still got to dethrone the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, Derek Carr with the Raiders, and the Denver Broncos now probably are going to be competitive with Russell Wilson with the trade with the Seattle Seahawks. So Khalil Mack was definitely needed to be able to provide consistent pressure along with Joey Bosa and Nwosu. He's gonna be gone. So go ahead, Dolphins. Go ahead and make that move for me, your boy.
Quinte.
I don't want him.
Why you Quinte? What was wrong with Uchenna Nwosu? Why you hating on that dude?
He doesn't fit the scheme.
Man, he 250, Quinte. He gonna get it done for us.
I'm gonna say this to you, man. With the talk about the Chargers, Chargers, if they beef up that defense, everything need to be on defense. F the offense.
Yeah.
Don't need no help.
Yeah.
But to me, that's the only reason why they didn't make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because you can't tell me Justin Herbert couldn't do the same thing Mahomes did and Josh Allen did in the playoffs. Probably would have done better than Josh Allen. Me personally, because I like no. Justin Herbert he's more accurate than Josh Allen. That's what people need to understand.
I understand that, but no, he ain't doing it with Josh Allen.
Well, I mean,
he did it. He did it in that game.
Absolutely
I'm gonna say this.
Not.
If he had a better defense, what he did in that game, that last game of the season, Josh Allen and they did the same thing in the playoff game.
Josh Allen did what he needed to do against the Chiefs.
Yeah. They should have won that game. They definitely should have won that
game. They went 80 yards in 7 seconds.
Yeah.
What's Josh Allen going to do about that? But it's one of them things where can the Chargers put it all together, right? Do you think
the coach?
That was my main thing. I'm looking at the talent.
He's a JV coach with all the talent, man.
Well, you know what it is? It's because people look at, of course, Sean McVay. People look at him and they say, "Man, we just gonna get at one of these 35-year-old coaches, and we're gonna do what they do." The problem is, Sean McVay is like a special person in terms of if you ever hear him talk. His enthusiasm for the game is incredibly infectious. And I feel like they're trying to get these guys that are like offshoots of his tree. But, there's only one of those. And I don't know if Brandon Staley is the guy that's got the keys. Kind of like how I feel like I didn't know if Zach Taylor was the guy that had the keys for the Bengals, but I'm still not particularly sure how the Bengals made it to the Super Bowl, if I'm being completely honest.
With that damn offensive line, that was crazy.
I'm going to say this. Taylor, I don't know how to explain it. It's something about him that it's like you don't know. Then he proves you wrong at the same time. Like, man, I don't know about this guy. He's like the guy your daughter bring home. You're like, damn, I don't know about this guy.
I don't know. Yeah.
And he
I got
he's a good guy.
I got a question though. So right now, if you look at the rosters right now, I know we should wait till after the draft. Who would win the division? The Chiefs are just going to win the division. They're just a lock in. You don't see.
I'm gonna say this:
nah?
the Chiefs in the next 2 years, the Chiefs are going to fall down. That's just my personal opinion, because he can't. That's going to be a $50 million cap hit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so who's taking the spot? Who's taking their spot?
You could say the Chargers. You could say Denver.
Mm-hmm. You could also say that the Kansas City has been unusually healthy.
Yes.
The past 2 years. Outside of Mahomes breaking his foot, they've been unusually healthy the past few years.
And it's going to take a toll.
So no love for the Raiders? No? You don't see them bouncing back with their new coach and the new
Yeah, their organization is a joke.
Yeah, it is. I'm sorry.
I like Josh McDaniels' second chance with the Raiders, so I'm gonna go ahead and give him a shot at possibly being contender.
Oh Lordy.
Josh McDaniels, he can X and O it, but he ain't a head coach.
Hey, the second time is the charm, Havoc. I think he's ready. When was he he was with the Denver Broncos in 2011 and 2012. So he stayed. He got fired at the 2013, if I'm not mistaken. So
then he took a head coaching job on a Monday, and then on Wednesday said, "I don't want to do it anymore."
Yeah. So that's the weird thing. I don't understand how he still got a job.
Because he's been under Bill Belichick's thumb for so long.
No. I'm gonna say this. DeVore, if you did that, you would not have a job nowhere else in the league.
That's right.
That's what people need to understand. How can you do that? How can you say, as a man, you can't go to another man and say, "Yeah, I'm going to take this job," so I don't want it no more. That's women's stuff. Only women can change their mind. When a man shake your hand and you sign that paperwork, you got to do your job.
I always wonder, what was that conversation like?
Yeah, come on now.
When they have the press conference on Monday introducing you as a head coach on Tuesday. Hey, yo, Bill, man, you cleared my office yet? Hey, man, I don't think this is gonna work out, man. Can I have my old job back? But you got a better job.
Did he sign the contract?
You got a better job that's paying you twice as much.
But he shook the hand of the people to say he's going to take the job. You can't.
Yeah, it's something about when you shake another man's hand. That's like
that's disrespect.
Yeah.
How he get another job? How?
Because Bill Belichick, that's his safety net. That was his safety net.
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I think Josh McDaniels gives me the vibes of a coach that'll quit halfway through the season.
Yep. he gives me Adam Gase vibes. That's why I don't.
No, don't mention Adam Gase. Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
He's a good offensive coordinator, but he's not a good head coach.
Yep, I guess we could say the same thing about Brian Flores. Now, can't.
That's a lie.
That's a whole lie. That's a whole lie.
It ain't no lie.
It is.
If we would have sit here, if we would have go off of facts,
I'm gonna say this to you again.
Oh Lord, here we go.
When did Adam Gase rally the troops and win 8 games straight? When we lost the locker room? Because I'm gonna say Adam Gase lost the locker room his last year.
Mm-hmm.
He lost the locker room. Brian Flores never lost the locker room.
Never lost the locker room, but he took us home in December. Excuse me, January.
But he had us 2 winning seasons, and we never had that as a dog.
Yeah, 2 winning seasons, but we ain't go to the playoffs.
I'm gonna say this, just like I told Marvin in the back chat. How can you go from a team that's supposed to be the sorriest team in the league, in the next 2 years you're supposed to be a perennial playoff team? It doesn't work.
That was your choice. I cannot sit here and.
But he acts
sorry for him. That was his choice.
He was already good. He acts like the team was already good, and he just players.
Who did that?
You in your mind, that's what you think. I feel that's why.
Flores inherited a team
that was bad.
That had some. No, it wasn't.
It was bad,
bro. They said that Alabama could beat us.
Dude, are you serious, bro?
No. Okay, hold on.
Come on, man. Come on.
Now we got to beat you now. So now we got to beat you now. We got to beat you now. We got to beat you now. So when Flores was hired, was Ryan Tannehill still on the roster?
Well, I'm gonna say this is what you need to understand. When you're a new coach, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be perfectly honest about the Tannehill situation. If Tannehill cap hit was lower, he would still been on the team.
Oh, I understand.
Let's keep that 100.
Yeah,
but his cap hit was too high. His cap hit was too high, and they wanted to keep because it's like he comes from Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick built his defense first, offense second. That's what people.
I got a question. I got a question for you, Dolphin people. So, do you think Tannehill and Brian Flores would have worked together? Like, fine? Would it be okay?
Tannehill's more of a Brian Flores guy.
Yeah.
Tua.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Ryan Tannehill run through a brick wall. He's a football player.
Ryan Tannehill's pretty consistent.
Yes, he's a football player.
And
he's not.
Brian Flores in here.
And he's not going. Say it again.
Let it go, the boy.
A lot of excuses for Brian Flores in here.
I'm gonna say, how can you say it's excuses? But I'm gonna say the man had his shortcomings, but he was a good coach. You can't deny that.
Yes, I can, because we all know numbers are what's important.
Okay, but in your mind, you think Adam Gase is a better coach than Brian Flores?
That's not what I'm saying.
No, I'm asking the question. I'm asking you a question directly.
Well, according to the stats, yes, he is.
According to what stats?
Oh my God! I'm gonna say this. The defense.
The playoff.
The reason why we won those games, he won so many games.
Don't be Banks. Don't be Banks right now.
It's because I'm gonna have it.
Yeah.
It's the defense was the reason why we won most of our games. It wasn't all.
Oh, the defense was the reason why we won all of our games. What are you talking about?
Okay. So what does that prove though? It proves nothing. At the end of the day,
he's a good. I'm gonna say this to you. He took mediocre players and make them better. The only semi-blue chip player we have is Xavier Howard on our team.
Let's keep
That's what people need to realize.
I mean, the Dolphins throughout Brian Flores' tenure have probably had the league's worst offensive line. And then we had the entire fan base talking about playoffs or nothing. It's like, fam, we got Austin Jackson on the left, Jesse Davis on the right, and a whole bunch of who knows what in the middle. We ain't going nowhere.
On whose watch?
But I'm gonna say this. That is the general manager's job.
Yeah.
And the players.
What? Okay. Oh my goodness.
See,
now we deflecting blame on other people.
No.
This is what we doing.
Fire the coach, you can fire the GM too.
I will say this, though.
Hell no.
Brian Flores did not necessarily bring in the greatest of offensive line coaches.
Yeah, he did it.
That's why I say he did do it. He did do it. 4 offensive line coaches in 3 years, Quinte.
But
4.
At the same time, I keep telling you, he has his flaws, but he's still a better coach than Adam Gase.
Yep, like I said, numbers are the only thing that matters.
No, what you see with your eyes is the only thing that matters. What I saw in my eyes when I watched the Dolphins on Sunday, it was better than what I saw Adam Gase.
Nope. Playoffs 2016. That's all I got to say.
I'm going to say this. He had one playoff berth.
Did we lose that game, though, in the playoffs?
That's all I got to say.
This to you.
Didn't we lose that playoff game, though?
Yeah, we did. We didn't have our starting quarterback, but if our starting quarterback was in the lineup, we would have won the game.
We would have still won. We still have won. You honestly think Ryan Tannehill is that much better than Matt Moore?
Yes, he is. He's way better than Matt Moore.
He's not way.
But I don't think they would have beat the Steelers even with Ryan.
I believe we would have beat the Steelers.
No,
because Matt Moore threw 2 interceptions in the game when he shouldn't have thrown those 2 interceptions,
especially at the end of the half.
Yes, he would have scored points. He would have got a field goal or something because the game was still close.
It was 10-point game if you would have kicked the field goal.
Yes, that's the thing I believe. And plus, you got to understand, Tannehill was getting hot. In that Cardinals game, we were blowing their ass out.
You know the way. You know how you guys are sounding. You guys sound like it was Tannehill and not Adam Gase, or at least that's how Quinte sounded.
It was all Tannehill. No, it was.
Give my man some credit,
it's
please.
Both of them. It was Adam.
Now it's both of them.
It was Tannehill. I'm not talking about it. It was Tannehill and Jay Ajayi. It was the both of them.
Yeah,
working together. To me personally. Because when Tannehill has a running game, he shows that he can play.
Yeah, Tannehill's a play. With Tannehill with a good running situation on the play action.
Because that's what people. All you need to give Tannehill 80 yards a game, he's going to do a good job.
Now that being said, Tannehill needs a running game.
Yeah, he needs a running game.
Like he ain't Aaron Rodgers, I'm gonna throw it around the yard either way, right? Like Tannehill, he needs that play action popping.
Yeah, throwing it 40, 50 times a game, that's not his.
If he never got hurt in 2016, he was on that Rich Gannon. Rich Gannon was a very
pretty good comparison.
He was
that is good. Yeah. Rich Gannon was cool. I like his game. He was cool.
But it took him a while. It took him a while to get there. Just like Tannehill, it took him a while.
Thank God he had such a great coach to put him on the right track.
I wouldn't say that, because what happened a year after when he got hurt and came back, we sucked.
No, we didn't suck, Quinte. We started off 3-0. How we sucked? Tannehill got hurt after the 3-0 start.
Okay, so you're making his point. It was Tannehill, not Adam Gase. That was
you're making his
point.
I can't freaking believe this crap. So in any NFL franchise, if you lose your starting quarterback, what's that mean?
You realize Tom Brady went down in 08 and the
oh my God! So we're gonna say
games. 11 games with Mack Castle. They didn't make the playoffs. But they won 11 games. They won 11 games.
Don't make
Mack Castle at the starting quarterback.
Was Nick Foles Super Bowl MVP?
Yeah,
it was.
Next question.
Yeah,
okay, we can make. There are some anomalies in the NFL that end up happening from time to time.
But Donovan McNabb went down. Jeff Garcia came in. They won the playoff game.
But Jeff Garcia was a starter. He was a starter at one point.
Jeff Garcia is the same level as Matt Moore, man. Stop it, please.
Oh, he won a playoff game. He won a playoff game.
Same level. He's the same level as Matt Moore.
He won a playoff.
He won a playoff game. But again, at the same time, like y'all making like these little minor examples. Like I said, there's an anomaly from time to time, but when you insert a Brock Osweiler, who, come on now, he literally, I think he's one at the top of the list for one of the quarterbacks that robbed the NFL as far as contract money.
My God. Yeah, him and Brady Quinn, they robbed the NFL.
Not like Brock.
Brady Quinn he was a quarterback that was not ready to play and went to a shitty team.
Yeah,
that's true.
And he didn't have the physical tools necessary to be a starting quarterback.
Because if he went to a better team with a solid person ahead of him, he would have been a decent quarterback.
Matt Leinart too. Matt Leinart.
Nah, Matt Leinart is Danny Werfel.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
He's Danny Werfel. He's the greatest thing in sliced bread in college, but trash in the NFL.
Give credit where credit is due. 2018, Adam Gase did what he was supposed to do with Ryan Tannehill in the lineup, and we had a winning record with Ryan Tannehill and Adam Gase together.
2016, you mean?
Throughout the whole tenure of Ryan Tannehill and Adam Gase, we have a winning record.
How many playoff wins do we have?
We got none.
Ryan Tannehill got
hurt. So he accomplished as much as every other head coach not named Jimmy Johnson, right?
Not true. Because outside of Tony Sparano, we have not had a playoff berth since when, Quinte?
Bro, Dave Wanstead.
Yeah.
Can I get a year, please?
That's 2002.
2002.
Yeah, that was
2002. The next one was 2008 with Sparano, and 2016 with Adam Gase.
But let me say this. But let me give you just like I told the guy I was in Target buying my daughter a toy. Dude, he said he saw me with all my Dolphin college scarf work, my Dolphin stuff. He said, "Oh, you a Dolphin?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, not really, but I am." He said, "What you think about Tua?" I said, "He's a nice guy, but he's not a good quarterback in the NFL." He said, "Why you say that?" I said, "Man, if we had a better quarterback, we would have been in the playoff 2 years in a row." And that's a fact.
we had the better quarterback, but we decided to bench him in last year.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm gonna say this to you: that first year when Tua was a rookie, I don't care what nobody says, bro. That came from up top, and they made him. They put in there
1,000%.
I'm being 100. You can look at. I'm gonna say this to you. In that game, you can look at Brian Flores' face. He's gonna let him fuck up the whole game.
There's nothing about Brian Flores.
He did not want him to play.
Nothing about Brian Flores tells you that he wanted to bench Ryan Fitzpatrick.
No, he did not.
At no point did Brian Flores want to bench Ryan Fitzpatrick. That's a fact.
You think Fitzpatrick would have took them to the playoffs?
Yes.
Yeah. Think so?
Yes.
Now that being said, we would have got bounced the first round.
But we would have made it.
But this is like a poverty. This is like a poverty franchise mindset, right? Like wanting to go to the playoffs, knowing damn well you ain't gonna make it anywhere.
But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna give you some pushback on that. Havoc. It depends on who we played that first round. Because if we played,
go back and look at it. Hold on.
Say if we played Pittsburgh or somebody like that,
you lost.
We would have beat Pittsburgh.
No, that wouldn't happen. No.
Yes, I'm gonna say this.
We would have beat Pittsburgh. We would have beat Pittsburgh.
We would have beat Pittsburgh. They couldn't stop the run that year. Remember, they couldn't stop the run to save their life.
This is the 2020 season, right?
We could have beat New England.
Yeah. But the Dolphins didn't have a running game. So, what are you talking about?
Our team is based on our defense.
They did have a running game. We did have a running game.
2020.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because that's when Myles Gaskin was playing pretty decent at the end of the season in 2020. That's when he had that. 1,100 yards, all-purpose yards.
Look, I think if you go into the playoffs with what can generously be called a bottom 2, bottom 3 offensive line, you ain't really competing for nothing.
Yeah,
you ain't really competing.
And that goes to the lack of head
and that's exactly what happened with the Bengals.
Brian Flores.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened with the Kansas City Chiefs when their offensive tackles got injured as well. It's like if you don't have the old line, you're not doing anything in the playoffs, bro. It's going to catch up with you at some point.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the playoff seeding. So Tennessee got the number 6 seed. So that would have been the Dolphin spot. They would have had to play New England. You telling me they would have beat New England in the first round?
They already beat them already. I think twice.
They've been
they beat them twice. No, they beat them once. They
split. We beat them once. We beat them once because I think Fitzpatrick threw those 2 picks in that game because he had I think he had a concussion in that game in the second quarter, and then he stayed in the game, and that's what ended up costing us the game. But the game was still close though. The game was still close.
That was Tom Brady's last year in New England. You never know.
No, that was Wack Newton.
No, yeah.
Yeah, that was Newton.
No. That was Newton. That was Tom.
That was Newton.
2020 was Newton, yeah.
That was Newton.
2020 was Newton.
Yep. Oh, that was his first year.
Because 2021, which is this past year, is Mac Jones. But yes, 2020 was Newton.
Yeah,
you're right.
We cannot stop that read option. I remember.
Let me say this: I got an argument with somebody at work. This dude says Tua is better than Mac Jones. I said, "What universe?"
That's not true.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Somebody actually said that.
Yes.
That's not.
I said Mac Jones can read defenses. He can do everything, but Tua can't do it.
But Mac Jones still needs some work.
He needs some work.
It was his rookie season last year.
But you gotta understand, he brought his team to the playoffs.
You had a couple more weapons to that New England Patriots.
I don't know.
It was a whole team that went to the playoffs.
I don't know if Mac Jones' ceiling is super high, but I do know his floor is pretty high. Like Mac Jones is only going to be so bad.
Yeah,
in my opinion, I don't know.
He's a clone of Tom Brady.
Is he the best quarterback from his draft?
Yeah.
So far.
What's his competition though? Trey Lance. Really.
I think Trey Lance is going to be
Justin
good.
Fields.
I have a feeling.
What's his competition?
Trey Lance.
I think Trey Lance is going to be good.
The closest right now will probably be Justin Fields, if we be honest. I felt like Trevor Lawrence is more on the Josh Rosen level if we going off performance.
Oh my God,
bro! Trevor Lawrence did not even have a head coach. Let's keep it a buck.
Oh, and he didn't have a head coach. Why do you do this, Havoc?
Why
do you do this? Havoc, why do you do this? Why do you do this? When we go from 2 years from now, we're gonna be thinking about
Urban Meyer was an empty suit on the sidelines, grinding up on girls at the bar.
Quinte, you see what he just did just now, Quinte? When we try to defend Josh Rosen, he didn't want to hear the excuses.
I'm gonna say this. It's almost the same level, but the difference between Rosen and he had a head coach and they just did him dirty. It's just my opinion.
Oh yeah, everybody's done Josh Rosen wrong.
I'm not talking about Josh Rosen. I'm talking about the coach. I'm talking about the coach. I'm not talking about Josh Rosen. I'm talking about the coach for the Cardinals. He was a decent coach, but he didn't get a chance to.
Having not trying to hear that.
Of course not.
But
we talk about if it's about Josh Rosen, he ain't try here. But it's about Trevor Lawrence now.
Josh Rosen.
That was the head coach.
Because
but he has a point though. I mean, come on.
No,
Urban Meyer was a terrible coach, man. So he was a good coach to you?
He was terrible, man. He beat us.
He was terrible.
I understand. Hey, I understand, but let's not change the narrative when it's a different quarterback.
Yeah, but Trevor Lawrence has a chance. Josh Rosen sucks.
See what I'm saying?
I understand.
I'm gonna say this.
Are we not saying the narrative?
I'm gonna say this.
Oh my God! But you're not understanding. Josh Rosen was a terrible quarterback. That's why.
I'm gonna say if he played on a terrible team.
What is the difference between Josh Rosen and Nathan Peterman?
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna ask you both of you a question.
Exactly.
If you give Josh Rosen this team that the Tua had the past 2 years, you think Josh Rosen's stats would be better than Tua's? And he was healthy the whole year.
No.
I think we make the playoffs with Josh Rosen if we did.
I don't know about that, but I don't know. I'm talking about stats.
Josh Rosen would take us to the playoffs. What's wrong with you?
He ain't running the RPO all game. I know that.
Yeah, he's more. He can run a pro style offense, and I think.
Oh my God! So wait, hold on, whoa.
And Chan Gailey wouldn't quit.
Entertaining Josh Rosen taking the Dolphins to the playoffs. Are we really entertaining this?
It sounds like it. It sounds like
exactly what I'm saying.
I'm not saying that, but
that's exactly what I'm saying.
That's what divorce.
Quinte by itself on that, but that's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay. I'm saying
okay
because Josh Rosen can play in the pro star offense. He played in that pro star offense his whole rookie year.
Did you watch him and play with Atlanta this year? Did you see him when he got in? How terrible he was.
I'm gonna say this.
Are we serious right now?
How can I'm gonna say?
He played terrible when he got in. Come on, man.
I'm gonna G Money. Let me ask you a question. You at the end of you play basketball. You at the end of the bench. You didn't play the whole effing game. The game is the starting center got hurt. They put you in the game. What you think you're gonna do? You're gonna suck. You don't have
I'm not gonna suck. I'm gonna play as hard as I can.
No, you're gonna suck.
You're gonna suck.
Call a spade a spade. And that offensive line was already bad to begin with before the center got hurt.
If I'm playing in garbage time, I'm gonna show out.
I'm gonna say if you're a young player, bro, you're not gonna play up to snuff. If you are a 15-year veteran, yes, you can get out there and roll out your bed and get 15 points. But not everybody can do that. That's what people don't understand.
Gee, you've been riding the bench the whole time. Everybody else on the field has literally been on the field for 30 to 45 minutes.
See, but I don't look at it as like I don't look at it like that. I'm looking at it as I got my chance, I got my opportunity, I'm gonna shine. I'm not gonna go out there and stink up the joint. Why?
You must say this. Okay, I'm gonna say this because I played football. I'm gonna say this. I remember 10th grade year, a couple guys went to varsity. Well, one of my friends, he didn't play. The JV season was over. He went to varsity. They were playing Dilla High School. He didn't play the whole effing season. The last game since they made him start. Man, that running back had 120 yards in the first quarter. He couldn't make a tackle to save his life, and he was a good player. He made it to the league. He was a good player. But at that time, he didn't have no rhythm. He didn't have nothing to, he didn't know how his defensive lineman going to go this way or go that way. So he knows how to run,
understand
shoot the gaps and stuff like that.
I get that point. But for me, I don't think like that. I think as if I get in the game, regardless, I'm going to make the best of my opportunity. I'm not going to go out there and stink it up. I'm not going to go out there and stink it up.
My brother was the same way. He's a fuck it up player.
I'm not a fuck it up player. I'm gonna go out there and shine.
And I will tell you this, G. Basketball is a whole lot different than football.
Right? Of course.
It's more of like
it's 5-on-5.
It rarely you need to watch film and be able to know the verbiage of basketball. Football, there's a lot of things going on all the time that you need to be paying attention to.
And when you
especially playing the quarterback position, you need to be on point. Come on, like we said, he came off the bench. I'm pretty sure he's been running scout team the whole time he's been there with the Atlanta Falcons. The offensive line wasn't very good. We had Calvin really out of the game due to his personal issues. There's a lot of stuff going on.
So my question is, if that's the case, then why hasn't the team given him a starting position?
But he has been getting a lot of chances. I'd say that much.
He's got
why hasn't he been star position?
The main issue I have with Josh Rosen is that Atlanta was a terrible team. He didn't play good for them, right? He went to the Dolphins. The Dolphins were terrible when he came to the Dolphins. He didn't play particularly well.
What's the trend though, Havoc? What is the trend?
He got shipped out after 1 year. Now these are all bad teams that he played for, but he was associated with good teams.
What good team?
He was associated with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers the year they won the Super Bowl, right? But he couldn't make it off the practice squad.
He wasn't
right.
He wasn't
he
was
on the back. He was the backup quarterback.
He was a practice squad player.
He couldn't make it off the
promoted
practice squad.
him when
he couldn't make it off the practice squad with Tampa Bay.
Exactly.
Then he went to San Francisco.
That's wrong. He pushed back.
He went to the 49ers.
No. He was the backup quarterback for a few games, and they put him back because they didn't want to lose him. They didn't want to cut him, so they put him back on the practice squad. That's
why did they? Okay, but why? But why did they put him back on the practice squad? But why did they put him back on the practice squad? Because he sucked. Because he sucked. That's why. That's the point of what Havoc is saying. They put him back on the practice squad because he sucked. He's not a good quarterback.
When they put you on the practice squad, they want to keep you.
And then
so who was the second string quarterback? Who was the second string quarterback?
49ers came back and took him. The 49ers came and picked him back.
Okay, but answer my question. Who was the second string quarterback for the Buccaneers that year?
It was Blaine Gabbert.
Oh, yeah, Blaine.
Okay, so Blaine Gabbert is better than you. So you're telling me the Buccaneers said Blaine Gabbert is better than Josh Rosen?
Blaine Gabbert is a good quarterback. He just
better than Josh Rosen?
Yeah, he got a raw deal.
Blaine Gabbert is a good quarterback?
I'm going to disagree with Quinte on Blaine Gabbert. I think he's trash. I think Blaine Gabbert is trash. Yeah, he's trash. I saw him when he was with the Jaguars. The erraticness that he had throwing the football was ridiculous. And you know what sealed the deal? And G likes to defend Colin Kaepernick a lot. He likes to defend Colin Kaepernick a lot. And Blaine Gabbert outplayed Colin Kaepernick. That it right there told me that Blaine Gabbert is way better than Colin Kaepernick.
I just defend him with the civils thing. Colin Kaepernick, he sucks.
But you talk about he deserves a job. But if you got Blaine Gabbert,
he deserves a job back then.
What job do you deserve?
Not now. He deserved a job back then.
Not now. For like 5 years now.
What you mean? Blaine Gabbert is terrible.
5 years now, bro. Like
we talk about back then.
I think
he needs a job.
My point is the Buccaneers chose Blaine Gabbert over Josh Rosen as their backup QB.
But he was in the system throughout the whole training camp.
Yes.
Josh Rosen came after training camp. So how are you going to beat out Blaine Gabbert when he was quarterback the whole time?
You're telling me you're a starting caliber quarterback, and someone says to you, all you got to do is beat Blaine Gabbert to keep your job.
Exactly.
And you can't do it.
You can't beat Blaine. Come on, man.
Bro, that is a layup. That's a layup. All you got to do is show the coaches you're better than Blaine Gabbert.
He should have been good enough to be a backup quarterback, but he got chosen for Blaine Gabbert. I don't want to hear shit about Josh Rosen.
Max, my Dolphin fans this. You G-Money, you too. That year we drafted Tua, he was supposed to be the most pro-ready quarterback, the best quarterback in the draft, right?
Well, you know, the Dolphins are wrong. Right, yeah.
But how did he not beat out the journeyman, the Beard, at quarterback?
Because he was better.
All right, that just
Okay, but what is?
Ryan Fitzpatrick was better.
I'm just because me personally, he was supposed to be better than Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Not day one.
No. If you
talent-wise, yes.
Talent-wise, he's supposed to be better than him.
Talent ain't enough.
He should have sat behind Fitzpatrick for 1 year and learn, and then come back the second year. That's what I'm going to say this, Steve.
But you're missing the most important part that Quinte just said. He was the most pro-ready quarterback coming out of the draft. Coming out of the draft. So how are you not able to?
Why was he picked fifth instead of first?
And you was losing to Josh Rosen in training camp.
He was.
No, he was not.
Oh my! Have it.
Even I know that.
Do you remember the reports coming out of training camp the last week?
I'm gonna say this.
Did you see Josh Rosen's interview the last week when they were doing the scrimmages?
I'm gonna say this.
And they were taking his lunch every day.
Let me say this to you, man. Let me say this.
Did you see his body language in those press conferences? Or
this way you wrong.
Oh man, you know, man, we just the ball goes where the ball's gonna go.
I have a question. Wait, Quincy, can I ask something? Just ask something. What is your point? Are you agreeing with DeVore when he says Rosen should have had a chance, or like what are you just like in the middle?
I feel like he should have. To me, that year in 20 when he drafted Tua, I wouldn't have drafted Tua. I'm just being. I don't see anything about him.
We all agree with that.
If you didn't draft a quarterback, because to me, I wanted
Mackay Becton. No, he wanted the dude that went to the Cardinals, the linebacker.
I wanted him or Justin Herbert at 5. That's who I wanted.
I wanted Mackay Becton.
I wanted either of those two at 5.
Who did they pick? What was Tua's pick? Was he third?
5.
He was 5. Okay, he was 5. Okay.
And think about it, if this team had Justin Herbert, how much better this team would be?
Much better.
If this team had Mackay Becton, this team would be light years better than what we would have had.
If this team had Josh Rosen, they would be worse too.
No, they would not. No.
I'm gonna say this to you, I'm gonna say that we don't know.
Oh my God! 5, 6 teams know, but all of a sudden y'all don't know.
People who play sports know what I'm talking about. Everybody knows his favoritism. Sometimes if the coach likes the less talented guy, but he listens to the coach, he's going to be the more talented guy.
Like these two are talking like Quinte. These two are literally talking like Josh Rosen blatantly threw an interception when he was with the Dolphins. With whole time, all the balls that he threw that were interceptions with the Dolphins were tipped.
Tips. It's true.
And drops. He had a lot of drops too. A lot of drops. And we talking about no running game.
I mean, the drops didn't stop that season.
The rushing leader that year was Ryan Fitzpatrick.
You know that, right?
But I'm gonna go back to training camp real quick.
They were dropping the Fitzpatrick passes too.
The Havoc's what he said before. That's not true because in the beginning, all the beat reporters saying Josh Rosen was beat the shit out of Tua in training camp.
And what happened the last week of training camp?
The first 3 weeks of training camp, Josh Rosen was the shit.
Yeah, it's about the end.
All of a sudden, he started playing bad because we couldn't see nothing. We couldn't. I'm gonna say, as a fan, I'm gonna say this to you. Bro.
We had to take the beat reporter's word.
We got to take what the beat reporter says. Yeah. And Omar Kelly has already proven. I feel as though he's been paid to say the shit that he says. Come on now. Come on now. Am I right or wrong? Can you not see it? Can you
all I know is I saw those press conferences the last week of training camp. And boy, Josh Rosen looked he did not look confident.
Because I feel as though they
after them scrimmages.
We're gonna let you go because we want Tua to be the man. You can't outshine our draft pick. They don't want to be wrong. That's the problem with the Dolphins.
Don't be shaking your head, G, because it sounds like that's what they did with the Dallas Cowboys.
But listen, what I'm saying is probably both. It's probably they wanted Tua to be the man, and Tua probably was just better than Rosen. That's what it is.
He wasn't in training camp. He wasn't. If you read every beat reporter, even what's his name, Travis Wingfield even said it, and he loves fucking Tua.
I mean, I think there would be validity to the argument if Josh Rosen went to another team and played well.
But I'm gonna say there would be validity if we had preseason that game. We could have seen.
Well, I'm gonna say this to you, bro. You gotta understand, him and Tua are the same fucking age. He got done worse than Tua, and Tua already has low self-esteem already because they said they might trade his pussy ass. You understand what I'm saying?
You want to talk about? Wait, we were talking about low self-esteem.
Think about it.
I ask you again: have you seen Josh Rosen's press conferences?
But
it's almost as bad as Jay Cutler when he's.
We cannot defend what Josh Rosen has said in press conferences. Yes, he does come off of like a spoiled brat. Does come off of a little standoffish.
That's his issue.
We understand that aspect.
That's his background.
Okay, but we understand that. But at the same time, when we talk about Trevor Lawrence, the hand he was dealt with Urban Meyer, we defend Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, but that's a completely different. That's
no, it's not. It is not. It is not.
It's the same.
Listen, Adam,
it's not the same.
Come on, man. So it's not the same. It's not
the same. I mean, it is the same. What are you talking about?
Urban Meyer
we talking about
Urban Meyer was toxic. Urban Meyer was a toxic person.
Okay, so when we sit here and we look at the Arizona Cardinals, we fired the head coach before the season is even over. So that's an organizational issue. So
that's not the coach. We're talking about the coach. We're just talking about the coach.
But I know we're talking about the coach, but at least Trevor Lawrence had his coach. Josh Rosen didn't have his coach. We're talking about an organization that has been the problem for a while. So you talking about now with them not having the weapons around Josh Rosen, the offensive line was an issue.
You realize he's been
it's
on
the exact same thing that was going on in Jacksonville.
Bro, there's the narrative. It's almost as if every NFL team has it against Josh Rosen.
Oh my God! It's not.
That's what you guys. That's what the voice sounds like.
Everybody has it against the guy for no particular.
I didn't say that. That's not what I said.
That's not what he said. I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
It's about this. Okay. As a young player, this see how the Giants endorse Daniel Jones. That he's our quarterback. We're gonna stick with him.
That's a bad move.
Not to me. That team. It's other things, other factors why that team sucks. Not just Daniel Jones. They
don't have a viable backup option outside of Daniel Jones.
Because to me, let me say this: if Daniel Jones go to a team with a good offensive coordinator, know how to use him correctly, he's a good quarterback.
Okay,
I think he is.
I can see that. I can see that.
To me, he's shown he's a good quarterback. He need to work on some mechanics in his footwork. That's
good enough, right? Yeah,
those errant passes. And think about it, he's a fucking same age as Tua. That's why I keep explaining to everybody. They're the same age. Tua just turned 20, but this man is 24. And he's been in the league longer than Tua. But he went to a worse situation than Tua.
The Giants worse than the Dolphins, yeah?
Yeah. To me, they were.
It's collateral.
It's all collateral. The whole team aspect. They don't have nothing on the team, like nothing.
I don't know. That's debatable for me, Quinte.
Okay.
I was with you about Daniel Jones.
In the national media, who can they name on that team besides Saquon Barkley?
Leonard Williams, James Bradbury.
I think the Dolphins are a worse franchise than the Giants right now.
The Eagles are worse than the Dolphins, so shut the fuck up.
Are you serious? Now you're just being a homer. Now you're just being a homer.
The Eagles have won a championship. The past 20 years.
Hey, listen. Hey, don't talk about the Dolphins. Listen,
come back. I'm not depressed.
I hear you. I love that, but
you can't.
2000. Since 2000, the Dolphins made the playoffs 3 times. I don't want to hear shit about the
Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins are the least winningest.
I know, brother. I know.
Failing franchise in the NFL. Like
hey, DeVore, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Absolutely nothing, but we swear this is a great franchise.
Exactly. Dolphins suck. They suck.
I'm a Dolphins fan because I grew up next to the stadium. I can call it for what it is.
I can accept it from you.
So I can't say that.
No.
I grew up down the road from the stadium. I can call it straight.
Hey, Quinte, defend your team, brother. Stay in your ground.
They are the losingest. They are the losingest winning franchise in history.
I got your back.
That was good. That was a good one.
Thank you for checking G on this disrespect. He's been on the roll the last couple of pods.
I will say Dolphins. I like that Mike McDaniel. He's bringing the legends back in the building.
I'm gonna go ahead and repeat the same thing that I told Quinte and G in the group chat yesterday. That dude is getting on my freaking nerves.
He is.
I mess with Mike McDaniel.
What's wrong with him? What's wrong with him?
G, you read the text. I'm gonna go ahead and enlighten Havoc right now of how I feel about Mike McDaniel right now. Man. He is telling you everything that you want to hear, especially the Tua fans. Oh, he's gonna get Tua right. He's gonna make Tua great. Man, shut up, Mike McDaniel. I'm tired of hearing that crap.
See, that's the issue with you Dolphin fans. You never satisfied. Like, just Give him a chance.
No.
Give the quarterback a chance.
It's
not the quarterback. Sorry,
I listened to every single interview that Mike McDaniels has had, and he has made me sick in almost every single one of them. And the first one that really blew me away was the interview. Well, it wasn't an interview. The little video he had with Tua on the plane when he was having the FaceTiming. That was ridiculous.
Hey, Quinte.
You need to haul the Dolphins. That's the APR. They said that.
Brian Flores looking good right now, huh? You should have kept Brian Flores.
Yep. Me personally, I'm gonna say this: with the trajectory of the team, if we kept Brian Flores, we would have been in the playoffs this year.
I'll say this much though: a team is gonna hire Brian Flores as a defensive coordinator at some point, and whoever does it, he's gonna make them look real good.
I think it's gonna be the Steelers. He's gonna be the defensive coordinator, man.
He's not right now. What is he? Defensive assistant? What is his position right now?
He's gonna take that man's job. I don't care.
Yeah, no. If you were a defensive coordinator, you see Brian Flores walking the building. Yeah,
senior defensive
assistant. What does that mean?
Assistant.
Bro, he doesn't have a job. He just wants Mike Tomlin just wants Brian Flores in the building.
And the Roonies do not give a fuck what the NFL think.
Yeah,
exactly. They don't. They really don't.
He can still file his grievances and everything. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I mean, the rule is named after the owner.
Yep.
Right. Yep.
Okay. So you already know what Pittsburgh's about.
So last thing before we end up closing this thing out, because we just hit the hour and 32-minute mark sitting here talking about Josh Rosen and Tua, which this conversation literally never gets old.
At all.
Thoughts on the grand jury declining to indict Deshaun Watson yesterday?
Go ahead, Q.
Yeah,
man.
Oh, sorry,
man. No, I'm just thinking. For one, without DNA evidence, sexual assault is one of the hardest things to prove in the American justice system. Mm-hmm. So, in my opinion, they probably could have gone to trial, but they probably said, you know what? If we ain't got the DNA, if we ain't got it on tape, it ain't even worth taking it to trial. But in my opinion, Deshaun Watson's still a creep. He's a great quarterback, but he's a creep, and it is what it is. Good luck in Carolina.
I'm gonna say this to you. I don't think
Carolina.
I'm gonna say
wherever he's getting traded to.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that habit. Because I don't think he's a creep.
Okay.
Because every woman they talked to every woman who gave him a massage, and every woman said he didn't do that. Only the certain ones said he did something, right? And to me, it's all about money. It's not about what he did to them. Because if I'm a woman and somebody inappropriately touched me or raped me or anything, or touched me in the wrong way, I'm going to the cops. And I'm getting tired of this waiting because I'm a victim, wait till somebody else come out, then I'm
right.
Do all this crap. I don't like
that either.
I don't like
but you also have to understand that think about it. So you're the Houston Police Department. A woman comes in and says Deshaun Watson did X, Y, and Z.
But I'm gonna say this.
And they bring in Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson said, "I didn't do that." Meanwhile,
they don't care.
Every cop car got a Houston Texans bumper sticker on it.
But I'm gonna say this.
You have more than enough information where you can make the assessment that the woman is at the disadvantage, whether her claims are valid or invalid.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this to you. If you don't play for the Dallas Cowboys, people in Texas don't give a F about the Houston Texans. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. If you go to Texas, almost everybody is a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Houston is a very proud town.
That one little town, but half the people going to say I miss the Oilers or they like Dallas Cowboys.
Let me tell you something.
That man.
H-Town got about 3 million. H-Town got about 3 million people, right?
Mm-hmm.
H-Town got a lot of people. So
I don't
listen, man. There's something called cult of personality, which is people's perception of you is much different than who you really are, right? Like we honestly, outside of watching him play, I don't know nothing about Deshaun Watson. I don't know nothing about him personally, but I mean, and whether what he did rises to sexual assault, obviously he's not getting charged for anything. But if my daughter, I don't have a daughter, but if my daughters came to me and said, "I think I'm going to go out with Deshaun Watson," I'm going to be like, I don't know. You should do that.
So I'm going to say this to you. So you could, what if he changed and you condemning a man for what he did in his past?
You can change with somebody else's daughter.
But I'm going to say this real quick. Me personally, I don't believe he did anything. I believe ever since he said he wanted to get traded, all this stuff will magically appear out of thin air. I don't care nobody. I believe it's the owner doing this crap to him, bro.
Multiple things can be true. Multiple things can be true.
When he said he wanted to go to the Dolphins and get traded, with his representative, his
Tony Busby,
his agent said he wanted to go to the Dolphins and get traded to the Dolphins. That's when all this ish came out of
let me just say one thing.
And Deshaun Watson got a lawsuit.
Let me just say one thing. True. When you have a whole bunch of allegations, even if it's fabricated, some parts of it may be true. You just never know, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is, if he was guilty and he got away with it, that's bad. But if he wasn't guilty, I'm just glad that another brother didn't go down. As bad as that might sound, but I just tired of seeing brothers go down for dumb stuff, and it just looked like it was fabricated. Like he asked for a trade, and all of a sudden, all this shit comes out. Like what?
Yes, that's why I
why didn't it come out before the ask for the trade?
But also,
I'm thinking to myself, they always keep dirt on you. The team is always.
But I'm thinking, you're Deshaun Watson. You're making X amount of dollars per year. Why are you going to massage parlors? Don't you have a mansion?
But I'm gonna say
why
they said that the massage parlors were closed during COVID season, so he had to schedule appointments through, was it Backpage, Craigslist, or something like that? I can't remember what it was.
Backpage.
It was one of them back channel services.
Came up Instagram.
I mean, look,
Instagram. That's what it was. Instagram.
Deshaun Watson, he made his Deshaun Watson's major crime. Maybe he's just dumb. He was sourcing massage. He was sourcing masseuse from Instagram. What are you doing?
But I'm gonna say this to you. If you're a young man, you're 24 years old, you got $50 million in the bank. You think you're invincible. You think you can do anything you want. You think,
but that's why you need good people around you.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
You think you can get any woman you want. That's not true, because some women don't give a F about your money.
Exactly. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
and that's what it is. I feel like he's a victim of that. And also, coming from where I come from, I know for a fact women lie. I'm not trying to be mean, but women lie. I seen it with my own eyes. They lie.
Men lie too.
Men lie too, but I seen more women lie in situations like that. Say a man did something he didn't do shit. And the same thing happens to me before. I didn't do nothing. If the man didn't go look at the cameras, I was going to go to jail for, all right, you know what I'm talking about. And then I'm not going to jail for no pussy, man. I'm sorry. If I'm going to jail, I'm going to jail for something, not for that. I'm not getting beat up in jail because I touched a woman. No, I'm not. It's not going down like that.
There's two sides to the story,
it's two sides.
Yeah. And we ain't never going to hear the truth.
Yeah,
that's the thing about this. We ain't never going to hear the truth.
We never hear the full truth. Yeah,
we ain't never going to hear the truth.
You're going to have one person say it was a magical situation, another person going to say this, and then when you go look at the tape, all he said, "Hey man, let me get some of that pussy." That's all he said.
Women will lie if it benefits them. That's true. That's true, Mark.
I'm just saying. Because I've seen it too many times, bro. I've seen it when guys have the finest girls in the club, right? And they go up to the dude who got all the chains on. They saw what he came in the club with. He's throwing money in the club. They get this man drunk. I seen it with my eyes. To get the man drunk. You go over there, try to warn him. But he said, "Nah, man, I got all this." Next thing you know, he wake up the next day. all his cars stolen, all his money is gone,
missing a kidney.
Yeah, he's gone.
Missing a kidney.
I'm just saying, man, I'm telling you, man, this
it happens, bro.
Dirty game.
That happens.
It's a dirty game.
Yeah.
Me personally, that wouldn't happen to me because I wouldn't have went to no Instagram trying to get women.
And you know what? As a black man with a lot of money, you have to be careful, man. You have to be careful.
Yeah.
As a black man in general, just a black man in general, you just have to be careful. Also, but especially if you're a black man with money.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, if Deshaun Watson wants a proper sports massage, right? All he's got to do is ask the team for reference, and they'll tell him who he needs to get in contact with. Yeah. So I think he was trying. In my opinion,
he loves women.
I think he was trying to have. I think he was trying to have his cake. He was trying to have his cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
Right. He was trying to have his cake and eat it too. He was doing what a lot of dudes want.
So you want to have his cake? You think he's a sex addict?
I'm saying he was going to get the massages in the house. She was going to do her job, and he was going to roll over. Oh, what happened to the towel? And if she was with it, she was with it. If she was with it,
she was with it, she was with it.
If she's not with it, then here's your money. Thank you for your services. Have a good day.
Hey, listen, men love women. It happens, just.
Yeah, men love women. If she's attractive, he's human.
And we talking about, a young black quarterback, Robert Kraft, got hemmed up for the same
you don't hear nothing about it. You don't hear nothing about it.
Robert Kraft got hemmed up doing the same thing.
He didn't get in trouble. He didn't get fined. He didn't get suspended.
They burned the tape. It
was like a week story and it was gone.
Exactly.
They destroyed the tape.
Roethlisberger has a track record from college to the pros. As soon as it happened, he got suspended for those couple of games. You hear nothing about it. He got married and you hear nothing about it.
That's
nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing. And he's going to make the Hall of Fame and they're not going to even bring it up.
Nope.
It definitely should. It should come up because it came up for T.O. off the field issues and he had none. So why can we not hold Ben Roethlisberger to the same standard? That's definitely going to be a conversation. That's definitely going to be a conversation if he does go to the Hall of Fame.
They still bring up Kobe in 04 and that whatever the Utah and they still bring it up.
After that he won 3 more championships after that or 2 more?
2 more, yeah.
Yeah, 2 more.
2 more championships?
Well, no, I remember. You talk about they brought that up. He dropped 81. I ain't heard about that yet.
Okay, so considering how we got the criminal charge stuff out the way, we did kind of have a minor discussion about it in the private chat, but contenders that could possibly trade for Deshaun Watson.
Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles. Dolphins ain't getting them. Let that go. Let that go.
See how disrespectful Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, see how he is with Jalen Hurts? And we told him he ain't gonna be the quarterback in 2022.
But listen, I said if you could get Watson, get him. That's what I said. I said any team get Watson, get him, except the Packers, except maybe.
I'm talking about before this season started. We had the conversation. We told you that he's not going to be the quarterback
next year
for 2022.
Right, but I disagree with you. But if Watson is available, buy Jalen Hurts. Buy.
But you see, I must say this to you. See how disrespectful you is, and you talk.
How am I disrespectful, Jalen Hurts?
You just going to get up on Tua like that? You just going to get up on Tua like that? You just say that a couple minutes ago.
I said that about the coach, not Tua. About the coach. Yeah,
you said
Mike
about
McDaniels.
Tua.
I did not say it about Tua.
Me personally, I still think the Dolphins are in play, and I feel as though McDaniel is a yes man. They did that to make Tua feel good, to get his confidence up.
Yep.
And trade his ass to the Seattle Seahawks. Because if you listen to podcasts with the Seahawks, they want him, and I listen to a couple. They want Tua.
Really?
They want Tua.
Yes.
Really?
Go listen to a couple of their podcasts. I'll put it in the chat for you.
I mean, look, man, when you got Drew Lock in the tuck, I mean, you're looking for answers somewhere else.
I was looking forward to that opportunity for Drew Lock.
No, Drew Lock is Brett Favre with not enough talent.
You never know. You never know.
No, I think I have a pretty good idea. But we'll see.
Come on, Havoc. I like Drew Lock. I feel like that's a perfect opportunity for him to get back.
I like him too because
everybody likes Drew Lock. Like the way he carries himself.
He's got that Jay Cutler to him.
No, he got.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
He's more.
I'm talking about like as far as like body language and.
No, he's more.
And that's terrible. That's terrible.
He has fun.
But let's not. Jay
Cutler got some of the worst body language ever seen.
Yeah, overcloud his ability to possibly be able to play though.
Jay Cutler is like a throwback.
I agree with you.
Drink beer and smoke cigarettes during the game.
Jay Cutler
that was his like body language.
Any Stabler without the running ability.
He can run. He had some mobility to him.
Not like Stabler. Not like.
Hey, look what Mars.
Oh my God!
Hey man,
Mario. Why y'all say that crazy thing like that, Mario? Why y'all say that crazy thing like that?
Hey, shout out to Marv. What's up, brother?
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, you're right. I won't see it till he's gone. He look nice in the Seattle Seahawk uniform. You go watch him Sunday ticket. You can watch what
he's going
Sunday
to
ticket.
Grow as a quarterback, just not with the Dolphins. I hope so.
Neither is Watson because that's not going to happen. Sorry.
Hey, you never know. We hey, you know what, G? I think it came.
I'm not hating. I just don't see it.
Like Quinte said, it came down to we don't have any clarity what's going to happen with this Deshaun Watson situation, which I didn't know until probably was it Wednesday that he was going to court for the criminal charges. Like they did not announce it at all. That was the weird thing. And the Dolphins probably was like, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and just move on and probably just, play it by ear, but we're just gonna assure everyone so we can get rid of the questions as far as to his future with the Dolphins. So now that we got some clarity, I don't think the Dolphins are completely out. I'm with Quinte on that one.
We'll see.
Because personally, if you can make the team better, and he obviously made the team better,
right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and stick with the trade package too, Havoc. We're going to give up Gesicki, 3 first-round picks.
No, they're not going to give up Gesicki.
Yeah, we giving up Gesicki.
Gesicki and 3 first-round picks for Watson.
And
is that enough?
Is that enough? Tight end too. If we could somehow Felice Laramie Tunsil with it too, or Titus
Bill
Howard.
O'Brien out the league, so I don't know if
great.
we gonna.
They want to get rid of Tunsil,
right? Because Bill O'Brien was ridiculous.
Nobody wants to give up a round pick because he's coming off an injury. They don't want to give a first round pick.
Either Titus Howard or Laramie Tunsil should be packaged in that pick along with the tight end.
Who did Bill O'Brien trade? That was ridiculous. I forgot what he did.
Hopkins, DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins. Did he really
trade
Dwayne Brown and who was the other player today? Oh, Jadeveon Clowney. That was the other one.
Well, Clowney was understandable, but everybody else was.
What they got for him.
I think he's better than what he is. That's what makes me upset with Clowney.
Yeah.
He think he's better than what he really is.
Havoc, you haven't put out a possible trade destination for Deshaun Watson.
I mean, I think it's Carolina.
Okay.
I think they've seen enough of Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
At this point, and Matt Rule needs to keep his job, and I think the number one way. One, the Carolina Panthers can put some wins up on the board, and Matt Rule can keep his job because they already shipped Joe Brady out of town. So his homeboy ain't there anymore. So he's got to get a thoroughbred by hook or by crook that he can do something with, because it's gonna be a first day in Carolina if he don't get Deshaun Watson. So I think everything's riding on Carolina getting Watson.
I don't. Me personally. The only team I saw him going to is the team that Russell Wilson's on.
That was the only threat, Quinte.
That was the only threat. That's the only team that
the Broncos,
that's the only team that really, really wanted him.
And he already trade.
He already said the 2 teams he's new name he did not want to go to.
Okay.
That's the issue, and people not understanding. He has a no trade clause. They can't pick where they want to send him. If he says no, they got to pay that $35 million that season. So if the Dolphins come back, hey man, I got a second round for your ass. They're gonna give it up because that $40 million is going. That's what people. You're not going to have to give up multiple first rounders because his salary is so high.
Mm-hmm.
And he
I don't know about that, Quincy.
No, you gotta understand. I'm gonna say this to you. Russell Wilson played last year. He had an injury, but he played last year. You saw how well he played. He's okay to get there, and he makes less money than Deshaun Watson.
Well, down the stretch, I wouldn't say he played well. I would probably say
but that hand was that injury was still bothering him. So.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like also whatever was going on in the Seattle Seahawks organization was really bothering him and affected his play too as well.
I mean, I think the organization as a whole, they never got past that second Super Bowl.
Yep. Like he was depressed ever since then.
Yeah, like Jim Carroll, not just honestly, bro. Like, you try. This is what happens when you try to be too cute instead of taking the straightest path.
Yes,
you got Marshawn Lynch, and you got 4 tries.
Yeah,
what are we talking about?
You got a veteran around.
Nothing to talk about.
You got Steve Hutchinson. You got a Hall of Famer at left guard. What are we talking about?
My son in a test for multiple choice knew what to pick on that particular situation.
So at that point,
even a quarterback sneak would have been better than that.
At that point, honestly, I just think the players, they just lost faith in Pete Carroll as a play caller. And, they basically, honestly, after that Super Bowl, they tried to make it look like it was the defense fell off, but that's not what happened. Mm-hmm. That's why they broke up the Legion of Boom.
It just was sad, man. It happened so quickly too.
Because for me, if I'm on the goal line and I give the ball to Marshawn Lynch 4 times and I lose, I'm good. I'm good with that.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
I wouldn't say 4 times. I'd probably throw it on 4th down.
But you might hit him with a play action on the 3rd down. But you got 4 cracks at it.
Hit him with the tight end sleeping out there, acting like he's blocking the sleep out to the side.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
But
any final thoughts before we close this thing out? We are approaching the 2-hour mark. This is a long one today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, as always, take care of yourselves. Take care of the people around you. Remember, there's no stronger force in this world than community. So make sure that you understand that everyone that you come across with, whether it's on the bus, the subway, at your job, at the fast food restaurant, they're all members of your community. And so let's all try to elevate together.
Okay. Q.
Anybody want to top that?
Nah, I'm not gonna try. Young people out there, respect older people, because I see so much disrespect out. When I go out, I see younger kids just blatant disrespecting older people, just cursing around them and all this stuff. Let's stop that, and also, you cannot say you deserve respect from an older person when you have not lived the life they live. They earn that respect from you. They don't need to earn your respect, man. Just chill with all that. Just respect the people, because it's sad what I see when I'm out. Because I'm a people watcher. I like to watch people and watch how they interact with one another. It's saddening. It's sad. And I'm like, this the new generation. This is sad. But that's all I gotta say.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say people need to let go of anger and resentment. Like I'm talking about basketball this time. Isaiah Thomas and Bill Laimbeer, they're still petty about losing to Michael. Like, you guys beat Michael 3 years in a row and you crying for 30 years because you lost to them once. Let it go, man. Michael was going to eventually win. Like, just let it go. They still bringing up that loss. Like Isaiah Thomas' career is bad because Michael beat him. Dude, just let it go. It's been 30 years. Let it go. Yeah. Michael was going to beat y'all eventually. Just let it go. They're being petty. They're being petty.
I will have a question.
That's all I got to say.
Close it out. I wanted to get this one here before we close it out. Who is a better basketball player, James Harden or D Wade?
D Wade.
What kind of question is that?
Dwayne Wade.
Whoever
Some
said
people,
James Harden is better.
I heard somebody on the internet said James Harden is better than D Wade.
Stop it!
I do have a question for G before I end this. Though.
Dwayne Wade never stopped playing defense.
Are we
Exactly.
Are we changing our opinion on our team that's coming out of the East?
Oh no, I've been firm all year. I could be wrong. You guys have different opinions. That's fine. But I've been firm all year. It's going to be a rematch. Nobody has been better than Phoenix. Phoenix has been the most complete team from the beginning of the season to now. And I think Bucks are the best team in the East. So I think it's going to be a rematch. I love the Miami Heat. I'm a Heat fan. But
I like Miami Heat in the finals.
I don't think that they have enough talent to beat,
they got it.
The Bucks. That's just my opinion. I hope I'm wrong, though. Because I'm a Heat fan. I hope I'm wrong.
They got it all.
I hope I'm wrong.
So Thursday's game, you didn't get moved on Thursday's game at all?
No, because I think it's too late for Brooklyn to be great. I think if they would have made that trade in the beginning of the season or in the middle of the season, this late in the season they make that trade, and then Ben is not even playing. I don't think it's enough. Now next season, the Brooklyn Nets can win it all, but this season I think it's too late.
They don't need Ben to do much. They don't need him to score. They just need to play defense, distribute the basketball. That's all they need him to do.
Brooklyn Nets better hope that they play Philly in the first round because they would dominate Philly. But if they play Miami or Milwaukee, it's going to be harder.
You don't think they could beat Miami?
Nope.
I think they could beat Miami. I think they could beat Milwaukee, but I think it's just be much harder for them to beat them because those two teams are very mentally tough. Philly, they got James Harden. They ain't going nowhere.
Dominate Miami. Come on now.
No, they win.
James Harden. You see what James Harden did against his old team?
Nothing.
Trash.
Nothing.
James Harden does not step up in big moments. That's his issue.
Exactly.
He plays small in the big moment. Yeah, he got all them dribbles and all this fancy stuff. Yeah, it's cute. But
they had a good defensive scheme on him, though. I ain't gonna lie. They trapped him every single time.
That's what they do.
But James Harden knows how to get around that.
That's every year they do the same thing, and he does not know how to stop it.
I'm telling you, after losing to the Warriors twice, he's mentally he gave up on basketball.
They've been trapping James Harden on the pick and roll since Houston.
Yes,
that's why the step back is so deadly.
Yeah, but listen, I talk smack about Giannis, but Giannis, they try to do that 1-3-1. It is not working as much anymore.
It's not because he has a jump shot now.
Yeah,
I won't see him a jump shot. Yeah,
his jump shot got much better.
They're giving him the open three, and he's hitting
by 5%. But I don't know. But that take it to the whole dunking.
Me, Quinte, he hitting it.
He hitting it. Yeah.
Now if we gonna talk about him guarding the best player, that's where I hop off the boat.
Yeah, but he's not going to guard the best player. He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that.
No, absolutely not. But with that being said,
who are you going to bet your money on, Bam and Jimmy or Giannis?
I'd take my money with Bam and Jimmy.
I'll take Bam and Jimmy.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
I'm going to say this real quick. You got to understand, every time they play the Heat, they struggle. It always comes to a last minute thing.
Bro, I'm telling you, Bam Adebayo
is a very
good player. If Bam Adebayo just plays the defense we know he already plays and is giving you 20 to 25 every night.
And you forget he's an undersized center. He's out there just balling.
Yeah.
I agree. I hope I'm wrong. I just think that the chemistry chemistry is too good for the Bucks.
I feel as though we should, if Miles Turner wasn't hurt, I wanted the Heat to trade for him. He will fit perfectly with the Heat.
As a backup?
No. You can start him. Put Bam back at power forward. No, put Bam at power forward. Have both of them on the floor because you can get rebounding, shot blocking in the paint. Stop all that.
But offensively it'll be tough because they would have no space.
He'd like to play Tucker at power forward.
But also he can do what Tucker does, but he can't do exactly what Tucker does. With that switching, he can move his feet fast enough. He can
but offensively though, that's the defense would be great, but offensively they'll have a hard time.
I
see what you mean.
He can do some of the same things Bam can do. That dribble.
But the Heat are spacing in 3-point shots. So they need more space.
He does have a little. the little hook shot in the lane and stuff like that. I look at it from the defensive and the rebounding. That's what they're missing.
I mean, look, he's a shot blocker. He's a rebounder, that's for sure.
Bam is not in the game. It looks horrid.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest. It looks horrid. It looks bad. And I like what they did not this game, but the last game when they put the ball in Hero's hand, let him do his thing.
He's been balling.
All season.
For the season. The last part of the season, he's been balling.
I mean, he's gonna win 6th man of the year.
Because they want him and Bam to be the leader of the team.
Yeah, they're the future of the team.
Also, Duncan Robinson playing a little better too.
Duncan Robinson about to get traded.
Yeah.
In the offseason.
Max Strapz done took his job.
And I know who I feel sorry for? I feel sorry for the little backup point guard.
Caleb Vincent.
Cade Vincent, yeah. I'm gonna say this: when Caleb Martin plays,
I like him.
He can play. He's like a ball.
I like him. Yeah.
They need to mold his
Oladipo's back, so you gotta,
Well, I like Caleb Martin can get a bucket when he need to get a bucket.
Yeah,
they got a whole team.
I think Oladipo. The few games I've seen him play,
he looks passive. A little passive, a little bit.
He looks worried about not getting injured. That's all.
Yeah, that's what I see.
Yeah, he's got to get but you play more games, you get more comfortable. So it's been a year. It's been a year.
Marquise Morris played this game. We lost.
Yeah,
but he shouldn't.
We lost tonight.
Yeah, we lost. He shouldn't have played.
But, I mean, honestly, Marquise Morris shouldn't even be on the court. You know what I mean? He's like a good guy to have around, but he shouldn't.
I think his brother is. I think Marcus is better than Marquise. That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
Marcus is much better. Yeah.
Because to me, you taking players that played the whole season, you downgraded them for a person that's supposed to be better than them, but they wasn't playing better than them. That's why I don't like. That's why I don't.
I'd rather have Yurtseven playing than Marquise Morris.
Yeah. So my point is, I get the Heat are a great team, but Giannis is already an all-time great player. So most of the time, great players come out and win championships. So it's like somebody got to beat him. I think that he can do it, but we'll see. We'll see.
If he proves me wrong, he proves me wrong. But I feel that's the last championship he's going to win.
Okay.
You think it's like a Dirk Nowitzki situation where like he got his?
He got his. That's it.
Okay.
It's just my opinion. And Dirk had teams over the years, a lot of teams.
He had a couple squads.
He did this spot.
He just caught LeBron on a bad week.
That's true.
Jason Terry making LeBron look like nothing, but hey.
That was more about LeBron than the Mavericks, but yeah.
1,000,000%.
LeBron's just choked. He's just choked.
It's this 37-year-old man that
Bro,
has 50 points.
JJ Barea was shutting him down.
But this dude,
when that should happen.
I'm talking about this season.
This dude scored 50 points in the span of a week. To score 50 points twice in the span of a week. That's crazy, man.
And this man 37 years old, man.
37, still balling.
And this Lakers team is worse than his worst Cleveland team.
Yes, it's very bad.
What seed are the Lakers sitting in currently right now?
The ninth, but they're in the play-in.
They're trying to get to the play-in tournament, homie.
Okay.
I don't want the Lakers in the playoffs. I really don't, but
I want them in the playoffs. I like when LeBron's is in the playoffs.
Yeah, but you're gonna get swept by Phoenix. Phoenix.
You said you like when LeBron's in the playoffs.
I do too. NBA the past 20 years.
No, because
he got to get in. He's getting in somehow.
The NBA is more. I don't want to see more watched when LeBron is in the playoffs.
1,000%.
Oh, of course.
I'm just being honest with you.
Of course,
LeBron. Nobody gives a f about the.
That's
the
not true.
Bucks. I'm being honest with you. Nobody cares about the Milwaukee Bucks.
I think people like Giannis, not the Bucks themselves. I think some people like him.
They want to see Lebanon James play.
Lebanon
James. All right. We're 2 hours and 5 minutes in. Definitely a long stream for pod today.
Yeah.
Free agency's Monday, so you might end up seeing a pod on Monday. We'll play it by ear.
Yeah. Tuesday too.
Hey,
Tuesday too. Oh yeah, we got the basketball. We got the basketball
I'll
on
be on
Tuesday.
vacation, not this week, but next week. We need to do a couple pods during the week if you're free. We'll talk about some Dolphins.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. Especially Monday. Monday is going to be a very, very busy day. Tuesday too as well. So we might be active all week this week. Time will tell. But be sure to go ahead and follow us on our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, and all other major streaming platforms. Like I said at the beginning of the pod, Spotify has the new feature now where you're able to watch the show along with listening to it. So be sure to check out that new feature for Spotify. Also, be sure to go ahead and follow us on our TikTok too as well. The recently just added TikTok. Keep up with the times. This episode of the Now for the Bay podcast is brought to you by Bet Now, where you can receive over 125% in bonuses upon sign up. With that being said, this is the Now for the Bay podcast. We are up out of here, man.
Peace.
Peace.